Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to review the L'Oreal La Palette Nude for you guys. I have had this since February and I've been testing it non-stop since then, and now after like more than a month of usage I'm going to review this for you. The first thing which I'm going to tell you about this is the packaging. It is a glossy black packaging, if you can see. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's a hot mess of fingerprints and scratch marks because I've been using it from the past 1 month. But if you use it on a regular basis, this is what it's going to look like. At the back all the shades are shown, but the shades don't really have a name. And the language is, I believe, in Chinese, and I really cannot read it because I don't know Chinese. The product comes with a decent size mirror and 10 eyeshadows. I'm not going to blind you anymore, but it's a really decently sized mirror. Matte shades are so much better than the shimmery shades that I'm really surprised about it, because in most palettes the matte shades are a lot more lighter than the shimmery shades, but it's clearly not the case over here anymore. I think L'Oreal has overpriced it at 1399 rupees, which is basically 1400 rupees. Maybelline also launched their palette a few days ago, like almost 6 to 8 months ago, which was their nudes palette, which I think is a better palette than this one. The Maybelline palette is priced at 899 rupees or 799 rupees, I don't really know, but this one is definitely a lot more overpriced for 10 shades. You can also see that the slots of each shade are not too big, so you're not getting a lot of product. The other thing which I would like to bring to your notice is this brush. I don't know if you can see it. It comes with a sponge tip applicator on one side and a brush tip applicator on the other side, and surprisingly enough the brush is not that bad. It's actually quite good to use it under the eyebrows and to get into the inner corners. Also to smudge below the lash line, it's not that bad either, but I don't think it's really good to pat the product or to blend anything, because that way it's not that usable. But I think it really reaches onto the inner corners really well. It's so small and precise that it can be used for precise applications, even if you want to use it in the out of 1/3 of the eye. Like if you want to concentrate some color, you can do that with this brush as well. So the brush is not that bad actually. The only qualm with this palette is the fact that the shimmery shades are not so shimmery, which is such a bummer, because we as Indians, we do not get to enjoy a lot of drugstore palettes. We do not have palettes, so thank God for small mercies that major brands are actually now investing in palettes in India. However, this range which I have in Rose has a good range of, like, it has cool tone colors, but it does have a warm tone transition color, which I believe is a must in every palette. It is such a nice color. I think this transition color is one of the finest transition colors I've seen in a drugstore palette. I'm sorry for blinding you guys, but this color in particular is something I had my eyes on. I really wanted to try this color because I don't have anything like it, and it's such a pretty color. It's a very unique, almost champagne-y coral color, which is something you don't really get to see. However, if you see the pigmentation on it, there's barely anything. And now that I'm swatching it with my fingers, and if you swatch it with the brush like so, you will barely get any payoff, if you can see that. So I don't really think this palette is worth 1399 rupees. The other problem with this palette is the highlight shade over here. It's a silvery goldenish highlight shade, which looks very bad on Indian skin tones, especially if you're warm tone like me. It just looks really icy in the inner corners, especially. It doesn't really sit well. Even as a brow highlight, you can get away with it, but I really don't think it's a very flattering color for Indian skin tones. Now, one major thing which I've noticed is the fact that L'Oreal launched a very different palette in the United States of America. So if you're looking for tutorials on this palette and you're checking out a video of an American YouTuber, that's a completely different palette which they are using. This palette has been specially formulated, I believe, for the Indian skin tones, because these have a lot more warmer tones as compared compared to the palette which was launched in the US. You will definitely need a primer for this to show up, because they will not show up on their own no matter what you do, no matter how much you layer up. However, the one good thing is the fact that these shades get blended really nicely but have their own individuality. They don't merge into a big blob of color. They do have this tendency to be in their place, but they blend in really well with the other colors, and just it's a very nice sublimation of one color to another without blending into this one whole blob, which I believe is a very good thing. I had a problem with blending with the Maybelline palette, but with this palette, blending is a dream. All in all, this palette is a very nice beginner's palette. I think it's a very nice palette for those who are just starting off with makeup. The lighter colors are definitely chalky, but I'm really pleased with how the deeper colors, especially the transition colors, shows up. The mattes are amazing, and I really like this palette. And the best part is that it caters to both warm and cool undertones, even though it's a rose palette. So yeah, with that I complete my review of the L'Oreal La Palette Nude Rose. If you want me to review any other product, do not forget to comment in the comment section below and I will review it for you. Until then, I call it a wrap for today, and I'll see you soon. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and help me in my endeavor. Bye.